Back on the Blend this morning, Tara Peterson with Crenshaw Peterson. Tara, the CDC has come out with life expectancies, and for men, this is kind of scary. 73.5.
Dropped dramatically.
Dramatic drop. And then for women, 79.
Yes. Yeah, we're out of the 80s. We've been out of the 80s for a little bit now, but then to see it drop so low into the low 70s even is a little scary.
So what does that mean for estate planning?
Yeah, good question. So on the estate planning side, kind of how that's affecting everyone is we're seeing more and more estates unprepared. So more and more people are passing younger and more unexpectedly, so they don't have everything in order the way that we would typically see as they're older. And so when that happens, we end up with a lot of probate files. And I would say in our office, we probably have more probate right now than we've had in the last decade. Wow. So, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot right now. And what that means when we have to go through probate is that we don't have documents in place to avoid it, right? So we don't have anything there to indicate who's going to be in charge and who's going to get the estate and all those questions that we have to answer.
So how do you prepare, besides obviously calling an attorney? I mean...
Yeah. So it really is digging out those documents if you have old ones and getting them updated. So we have a new Power of Attorney Act that's taking effect in July. So making sure that we have things updated as those laws change, because they always do, right? So estate planning should never be a one and done type of thing. It should be something that we revisit, just like we get our annual physicals. We want to do maybe not quite annually, but at least every 3 to 5-ish years, you know, dust those documents off, make sure they are still up to date legally, but also up to date with life. Right. Making sure that we still like everybody that's in those documents, and that we have all of those I's dotted and the T's crossed so that we are ready if something happens.
I know you've addressed this in the past, but people are just going to say, well, I'll just download the paper. I'll just do it myself, right?
Yes, yes. That's such a common response because they don't want to pay for it. We all want a deal, right? Everybody is looking for the bargain. But unfortunately, estate planning is very unforgiving. And what we mean by that is that this is something that I do every day, right? It's something that I'm very familiar with. I'm going to recognize things. I'm going to know the questions to ask. And if you're downloading it for the first and only time, that's not something you're going to recognize. And in addition to that, we cannot bring you back from the grave and ask you what you meant, right? So, and if you get Alzheimer's, we can't say, is that how you wanted that to play out?
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's a very unforgiving area of law. And so we just want to make sure that you have things that work for you, not in California or not for your neighbor, but work for you.
CrenshawPeterson.com, 347-2100. Thank you.